happened in 2025. 2025 was quite literally a shit show for me, and according to Twitter, it has been a shit show for everyone. I think everyone kind of lived two separate lives, aged 5 years. So if that is you too, you are not alone, trust me. If you are new to my channel, which I'm pretty sure you are, my name is christinawei. I have done lifestyle and entrepreneur content, and now gonna be going on into my rebuilding myself after a breakup type of series. So let's go ahead and get into it. I feel like I can't get into it without going into a little bit of what 2024 was for me. It just makes sense when it comes to 2025, just so you guys have like some backstory. So 2024, hands down, was like my favorite and probably the happiest year of my life as an adult. I was making the easiest money. I was so emotionally and mentally like happy and just doing very well, and I was having so much fun. Like in the beginning of 2024, I had gotten into digital products, and that took off like crazy. Like in 30 days, I made like $16,000. I literally have a whole video on my YouTube channel about that process and like showing you guys the proof and like everything that was going on behind the scenes. But it was the first time where I wasn't like overworking myself, and I was still making a really good amount of money. Literally, it was just me every day just posting an Instagram reel, and that was pretty much like the extent of my work. So I had a lot of free time, and this just kind of resulted into me always going out. Like when I tell you, we had a ball. We had a ball. Like we were literally everywhere. It was so much fun. Now, if you ask me to step into a club, I will absolutely be like, no thanks. I genuinely exhausted all of that. Like I'm really glad that I had that out of my system, and I never, I don't even think I had the energy to even try to run it back. Then comes August, right? And I kind of started to feel very fatigued with my business. And you know, during this time, digital products started getting like that reputation of like, oh, it's a scam or whatever, because of that $500 course where basically people were just like, oh, I'm making all this money because I bought this $500 course and I want you to buy it. And basically people were selling the course to sell the course, not buying the course to use the information into it and then like creating their own thing. So digital products kind of got this label of like a scam, and people were very like hesitant towards, you know, investing into it. And so I feel like that kind of took a hit. I mean, personally, like I just didn't feel purposeful. Like if you know me from my Cachet cosmetic days, like I loved my lip gloss business, and honestly, I sometimes regret closing it, but I felt very purposeful in that business. Whereas digital products, it was really more so just me using my Instagram account, posting an Instagram reel once a day, slapping on like a text, having people comment a keyword, and buying my digital product. Like it was super easy, but I just didn't feel like a content creator. Like I didn't feel purposeful. I just felt very salesy, and I honestly just didn't like putting that content out every day. Like I was literally just selling to people every single day, and it was just, it just got really old, right? So August, I kind of stepped away from, you know, partying and going out. I really wanted to just focus on my business and myself and kind of figure out what I wanted to do next. And during this time, I wasn't really dating, and I was kind of just like in my isolation season, I would say. So then, you know, 2025 comes around, and I'm like trying to plan where I want to live next. So I start touring some apartment. I wanted to see all of the layouts, because the layout that I personally wanted, it was not available anymore. So I went in, and I did not expect to apply for the apartment that day, especially because my lease was not ending for another 3 months. I really just wanted to like have a better look and idea of like the type of layouts to plan for. Basically, she gave me such an amazing deal. She was just like, hey, we'll waive all the application fees. We'll also push the move-in date till for 3 months until the end of your lease, and we'll give you, I think it was like $4,200 in rent credit, and also mount 2 of your TVs for free. And I also ended up getting free movers. So I was like, whoa, like, I don't know why this is happening like this, but this is literally my dream freaking apartment. I'm gonna go for it. Like, there's no reason why I shouldn't. So I apply for the apartment, I get approved, and the very next day, I can't even freaking lie about this, I get a notice at my current apartment, and it was my renewal letter, and they were going to offer me, I don't know, like $200 or $300 to re-sign and renew my lease. I was like, what? God is so loud right now. I would have absolutely renewed my lease. I would have just been like, you know what, I'm gonna stay here for another year, continue building, continue focusing on myself. But a day before I go and I tour my dream apartment, I get approved and I get all these deals. And I was wondering why. I'm like, it's too early for me to even just be touring. Made so much sense because I was supposed to secure that apartment, because I was literally meant to be in this apartment. So between the time that I signed my apartment and I was going to move in, I'm realizing that this year I am turning 28 and I wanted to be more intentional when it came to dating. I took those months and I was celibate, and of course during this time I was really focused on building my relationship with God. And during this process, I shared to him that I really wanted to find a man to build with, to date, to marry. Okay, I had to get a drink for this one, guys, because this is where it gets crazy. I'm gonna go into my engagement, how we met, how things ended, the getting 26 million views off of my engagement. So stay until the end. I remember this day so vividly. I woke up randomly at 5 a.m. and I was just bawling, crying. I had no idea why. I got up that morning and I just started journaling. I wrote a letter to myself, just giving myself grace and forgiveness on any past relationships, and then truly just letting that go. That same day, I had a whole work day planned. I was driving over to get a drink at one coffee shop, and then I was actually gonna head over to a bookstore to do my work. While I'm driving, I realized that the bookstore is actually closing super early, and by the time I got there, I would have like 1 hour to do work, and I really didn't want to do that. So during my drive, I just do like a small intentional prayer. I was like, God, like, please just guide me to wherever I need to go today for me to have the most productive work day. Let me know by the time that I get to this cafe. While I'm driving, this boba tea shop popped up in my head. It's like a good 20 minutes away from me, so it was kind of out of the way, but I was just like, yeah, I guess I can go work there. Like, it's not my first choice, but like, I guess I can go work there, you know? During this time, I remember seeing this one car, and I just kind of like took note of it in my mind. I have no idea, because this wasn't just like, I looked at the car and like, I just went on with my business. It was like, I was really looking at this car. So I end up getting to the cafe, I ordered my drink, and I realized that it's actually completely empty, and this is the perfect place for me to do some work. I sit down, and I swear something in my head was just like, get up, get up, get up, get up, like, do not stay here. So I start looking at other coffee shops for me to go work at. I just had this really strong feeling that I needed to be in the same area as that boba shop. I didn't specifically want to go there, but I wanted to go to another cafe or something within that area. So I ended up picking it up. I walk in and my stomach drops. Something in my head is like, go sit next to this guy. I look at him and I'm just like, I know exactly why I am here. I'm walking towards him, and right next to him is this men's daily devotional, and I just took that as a sign. Oh yeah, God, you made this happen. You made this happen. And so I sit next to him. We're kind of having small talk and stuff because I had to charge my laptop and everything. We ended up talking for 3 hours. Okay, so I'm editing this video and I completely forgot to tell you guys about, one, the reason why I was talking about the car in the first place, and then two, his side of the story, which makes it even crazier. Okay, so after we were talking for about like 3 hours, it was getting late, we were leaving, we walk out and he is driving the car that I had seen earlier that day. And it was crazy because this car has like modifications. It's like a certain color, it's a certain like style, and it was insane. I thought like it was him that I had seen earlier. And then his side of why he was there at the coffee shop, he actually works like a regular 9 to 5. He doesn't have a reason to like be working on a laptop like in a coffee shop, but his sister had told him like, hey, like you need to just like go to a coffee shop, work on like an online business or just something. And he finally that day decided that he was gonna go out and do that. Like, he's never been to a coffee shop before. Honestly, he had told me that he felt very uncomfortable, but he just felt like he needed to be there. So yeah, that's basically that little part of the story. So from there, we ended up just dating and moving in together, and a few months later he becomes my fiance. I know, right? I had asked for a husband and I got a husband. I post my engagement video and it ends up getting 26 million views. Someone had reposted it. Everyone had their own opinions on it. Of course, like, it hurt a little bit because it's just like I got to see how nasty people were on the internet, especially when it came towards something that was happy, like a happy moment in my life. Like, I literally just got engaged and people have all their opinions on it, saying the nastiest things. Like, I just didn't appreciate some of the things that they were throwing in there, you know. They were talking about me getting my apartment and like him moving in, like why did he move in? And they were bringing up his like kids, and I was dealing with, you know, baby mamas. It was a lot, but that did not break us. Like, we honestly had a really strong relationship, and it was a very good, healthy relationship. Like, it was very loving, it was very caring. We ended things because we just truly were not compatible as much as we thought we were. It was really just like two people realizing that they're just not gonna work. But now looking back at it, sometimes we have physical signs that we're with the wrong person, but because things aren't like crazy toxic or like the person isn't a bad person, we don't realize that we're just not in the right relationship. And I feel like this goes with like me and him, because he definitely lost himself, I definitely lost myself. I wasn't putting on makeup, I wasn't doing my hair, I wasn't like pursuing my business or anything that like made me me. I actually gained so much weight. Oh my gosh. I had a stomach, guys. Like, none of my jeans fit, which is so crazy because after literally 2 weeks after we broke up, weight is just gone. I was bawling that day because I was like, oh my gosh, I am finally feeling back to myself, because that was like the biggest I had ever been. Like, I've never been self-conscious about my body, but that was definitely a time where I was just like, I feel so ugly. Like, I felt so ugly. Post breakup, after he left and everything, that was super hard for me. Like, I felt completely lost. Like, I didn't even want to be in this apartment. So I actually ended up staying at my friend's house for like an entire week because I just didn't want to be alone. I really wanted to just have a place where I felt very safe. So I'm just so grateful to have her in my life, because she is the gentle parenting that I like never received. So having her in my corner during this time was like literally the reason why I didn't crash out. Like, my mind was just so scattered for the first time in my life. Like, normally I have an idea of like what to do, but because I was so emotionally like just broken and just hurt about everything that had happened, like, I couldn't function the way that CEO Christina would have handled the situation. Like, I just knew at this point in time I was not in an emotional state to just show up on social media or even like think about starting a business or continue with businesses and stuff like that. Like, I really just wanted to turn my brain off and just allow myself to heal from everything that was going on. And so this led me to my crazy journey of getting a job. So for the past 6 years, I've never held a job. Even back then when I had my business and I had just graduated, like, I couldn't even get hired. I was doing interviews, I couldn't get hired. Then my business, you know, took off, and like, here I am today. So basically this just kind of happened like so randomly, and it just felt like fate, because I was at my friend's job hanging out with her. Her regional manager walks, and we're just all talking and stuff, and like randomly out of nowhere he was like, do you want a job? And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, God, you heard me. Like, God, you heard me when I said, like, I just want to turn my brain off. I want things to be simple. Like, I just want to go to work and just get a check and just like not think about anything. The next week I'm doing interviews. I'm like nailing these interviews. Like, guys, when I tell you, they're so impressed with my resume, with what I've done with my businesses. They love me at the interview. Literally, the VP told me, she was like, everyone is raving about you. Like, I'm not even in my office right now. That's why my camera is off, but I could not afford to reschedule, lose this interview with you. And I'm just like, yes, like, yes. I was 100% thinking, okay, I'm gonna get this job. It came to me, like I didn't even like go looking for it. So I'm chilling, like I'm cool. My nervous system starts being more regulated. I stop waking up with like knots in my stomach and having anxiety. Everything's starting to calm down. Let me also apply to similar positions and, you know, just have more options out there. So I ended up getting another interview from this other company that actually was a little bit like more luxurious and kind of like fit my vibe. And so I was really excited about that. Like I go through all the interviews again, like I have managers that are like fighting over me, you know, the VP's like super impressed by like my resume. Everyone is just like, no, we need you on the team. Like during these interviews, they're telling me how they want me, like how I'm the perfect candidate. So I have these 2 job offers. Like I literally go to the extent of getting a drug test and background for the second job. First job, my friend's job, they end up rejecting me. Honestly, call me the queen of getting rejected by jobs, because like, what? How are you going to offer me a job and then like not hire me? And the reason why they didn't hire me was because they felt like, you know, I have all this business experience. They just didn't feel like I would stay at the job very long. And so I'm just like, okay, like, okay, whatever, you know, like overqualified, I guess. I don't even know. Second job, oh my God, it's so crazy. Second job, they call me after I do the drug test, after they even like verbally told me hired. They call me, we really love you, Christina, but unfortunately, we just can't afford you. I'm like, what is going on? How? So I'm like, okay, I asked for like maybe a couple dollars more than what they were trying to like give me, right? And I even like told them, I was like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm more than happy to like work within your budget. And they tell me, they're like, okay, well, we're still doing interviews till next week. We would just have to schedule you for a 4th interview. Hold on. Like, what do you mean a 4th interview? Like, what? I was so confused. And when I tell you guys, like, this broke me down even more. Literally, I just remember crying, and then it just hit me. And I just started laughing so hard. If God wasn't gonna put me in a job 6 years ago, why would he put me in a job now? I am trying to shrink myself into this little door when I'm this big. I'm way past begging someone to pay me $20, $30 an hour. In that moment, I didn't see my worth because of what I was going through. God reminded me, it is actually go time, Christina. You're not gonna get a job. It's never been in your path. You have to wipe your tears. Stop playing sad. I put my energy into rebuilding my life. God blessed me with this business idea. So I start the process to launch this business, which ended up being Billboard Boulevard. So it was about midnight. I was just like, let me just upload some content onto the TikTok page, just so like when I launch officially, like I have something on there. I go to sleep. I wake up to bookings, to my videos going viral on TikTok, to hundreds of DMs, hundreds of comments. Literally, God blew up my business overnight. Just 2 weeks ago, I was crying about not getting a job. God had to put me through that experience to make me remember who I was. And that was CEO Christina. He gave me the business idea. Of course he's gonna give me the clients. And not only that, because I trusted his plan over my plan, he made it happen just like that. Overflow of clients on a business that I hadn't even officially launched yet. It actually took me a whole entire week to catch up because I was so booked and busy that I couldn't even launch it on my Instagram pages. And not only that, this was the type of business that was bigger than anything that I had done before. I didn't even realize that I needed a certain CRM program to handle all the clients and to understand like the workflows and organize everything. This is how good things are when you just trust and you really are in alignment, because this is the second time that this has happened to me. First time was when I first started my digital products, and I was so nervous about paying $100 for my stand store every month that within my 2-week free trial, they ended up reaching out to me for a sponsorship and for a free stand store to sell my digital products on. With my CRM program and the research that I was doing, I knew that this specific company was the best out of the best, and that is what I wanted to use for my business. One day I check my email and tell me why this company emails me and wants to work with me, wants to do a sponsorship with me. And to make it even crazier, this email was sent to me before I even started the business. What? God already knew that I needed this software. And before I even started this business, I really could not believe it. Guys, I just signed a 3-month contract with this company where they're paying me and I'm also getting a free account. So again, I do not have to pay for anything for my business to run. I cannot make this up. So now we're here. We're about a month away from 2026. Honestly, as hard as this year was for me, I am so glad that it happened, because I truly needed to grow out of the habits and the mindset that was holding me back from my fullest potential. It showed me where I was settling, where I had my weaknesses, and it really made me fully trust and understand that we do not walk this path alone. Like, I truly know I'm fully supported, because before, I had a hard time with control. I wanted to control every aspect of my life, which put me into constant survival mode. And it made me feel like if I wasn't on constant go or constant hustle, or I wasn't constantly doing something and being productive, everything was gonna collapse. If I had a week off, it was completely done for. But now it's the more that I surrender into the unfoldings of life, the more life favors me back. The way that I got to this stage of fully surrendering and living in flow, when you're in a place where you're in constant survival mode, very anxious all the time, just chaos, you kind of need to have something to give you that false safety so that you can actually calm down and regulate your nervous system so you can think clearly. For me, that was the false reality of me getting a job and thinking okay, I'm gonna be good, I can just turn my brain off and still get paid. That created that false reality. Even though it didn't happen, I understand why it needed to happen, because there was no way I was gonna start a business or even get to where I needed to go if I was in this constant chaotic state. And when you are fully calm and you can think clearly, you're able to actually make a decision and choose a direction based off of that safe. You're not basing it off of survival. This is where your rebuilding happens. And it's actually crazy because I came across this TikTok where this was the year of the snake. So it was shedding old identities, habits, mindsets, doing a whole shed. And if your year was just very intense and letting go of things that no longer serve you, that means that, coming in for 2026 is the year of the horse. And I think that is where you really excel, become the person that you always wanted to become. And I can kind of feel that already just with the past few weeks of me really realigning and resetting my goals and being very intentional. So I know that was a lot, but I think it was definitely needed. I wanted to kind of catch up and reconnect with you guys, You guys can follow me on Instagram. You guys can check out my new billboard business. I'm trying to post a little bit more on TikTok as well, but definitely stick around for the journey. I know it's only gonna get better. And if you're new here, definitely drop a comment down below introducing yourself, you know, say hi. But that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. I just wanna take off your clothes and sit right there.